We welcome you to Loeb Stadium here in Lafayette. It is day number 4, an elimination game. In fact, a pair of them this evening here on MTC Sports. Chula Vista, California, trying to carry on the great tradition of that state at this event against Hoosier North, who is trying to live up to some tradition of previous years. This might be their best team we have seen here in the last 5 seasons. Alongside Chris Walker, Greg Rakestraw with you. Our pleasure and honor to be with you here from the Colt World Series on MTC Sports. Our pregame show presented by IU Health, Arnett Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. Give them a call at 765-448-8000. And again, this is a team, this Hoosier North team. A lot of these are young men that you see play multiple sports across the area. There's always kind of the talent pool from the Lafayette All-Stars and for Hoosier North. Frankly, it looks like these are two pretty evenly selected teams this year, Chris.
Yeah, it really is. I'm interested to see which Hoosier North team we're going to see today. The first game they came out in the tournament and they really slugged their way to a big-time win against the Czech Republic. Yesterday they came out and they didn't defend all that great. They didn't score a lot of runs, so I'm very anxious to see what team they're going to put out there today.
And this is a Chula Vista team that Sean Walker did a great job of kind of documenting this story during the earlier stages of the tournament. These are a lot of young kids that are playing really a classification up. They've got some 14-year-olds on this team, and here they are in the final 6 of the tournament.
That's pretty impressive to come here and play this well at such a young age. That's given them a lot of experience for the years to come. So excited to see this Chula Vista team again as well.
Well, yesterday Hoosier North, I thought, got a tremendous pitching performance from Drew Davidson. He went the distance, allowed just 1 run to the South Texas Sluggers. They're going to put Eli Talcott on the mound tonight. He went 3 innings in the opening victory against the Czech Republic. So even though it's on 3 days rest, in theory, he should be plenty gassed up and ready to go.
Yeah, Eli looked really good in the 3 innings he threw the other night. Really effective, spotting up his fastball, working in that breaking ball. So be good to see what he has today.
We have a ceremonial first pitch taking place. Evan Allen is back to catch this one. Fired across home plate. Job well done, young man. The Hoosier North squad will be the home team in tonight's games. Let's give you the batting lineup now for Chula Vista, California. Luna, Cazares, and Pyatt. Cavaco, Nakano, and Villegas. Taylor, Hart, and Romero for Chula Vista, California. Defensively then in the outfield for Hoosier North, McCoy, Rozzi, and Allen. All Miller, Platt, and Henning. Walbaum and Talcott on the mound. Give us kind of a scouting report on Eli Talcott. What can we expect in tonight's game?
Yeah, he's not gonna overpower you. Lefty, likes to work the outside part of the plate, drop in that nice breaking ball. Occasionally he'll use his changeup. When Eli's going well, it's because he's spotting up his fastball and he has his good command. So we'll see what he has today.
We saw Owen Walbaum in a reserve role. Colin All began the game at catcher yesterday, then moved out to third base about halfway through. Walbaum came in, and I was very impressed with the arm strength this young man has behind home plate.
Yeah, Greg, you're right. He really has a cannon back there. Like I was telling you earlier, I mean, Owen, it takes him a while to let it go, but once he lets that thing go, he's got a rocket for an arm.
Another lefty on the mound in terms of Talcott. His older brother played in this event in the Colt World Series and just completed a tremendous freshman year at Earlham College over in Richmond at the Division III level.
He really did. We talked about that a couple of days ago. Walt Talcott was unreal for Earlham this year. I know at one point he probably had 5 or 6, I think, complete games, something like that. But you look at his numbers, folks. You get on Earlham's website and check out his numbers. They were really, really impressive.
Again, a good look at Eli Talcott. Quick look around this ballpark. Dimensions 321 down the left field line, 368 to left center, 407 left of center, 355 to right center, and then 327 down the right field line. We have had a little bit of assistance in terms of balls leaving the ballpark, especially on Saturday where the wind was blowing out. Today, it has started to warm back up. It kind of feels more like what this summer has felt like. Not oppressively hot, but warm, and the mugginess is starting to return a little bit as well. That also means that northerly breeze has left the building. Wind kind of blowing across the field right now from left field to right.
Yeah, we've seen in a couple games, I believe it was Saturday when we saw the 5 or 6 home runs that were hit, the one was blowing straight out to left. But as you said, Greg, now we get a kind of a cross breeze blowing from left to right field. So we'll see if there's any left-handed hitters that try to take advantage of that today.
So stepping to the plate will be Emilio Luna. He will lead things off for Chula Vista. He will be a sophomore at Castle Park High School this year. First pitch is over for a strike. And we are underway here for the second of 3 games. Again, our earlier contest that did go 1 extra inning. Saw the Central Michigan Stars beat the Czech Republic 6-5 and 8. That was a consolation game. So those 2 teams are done for the tournament. We are down to 6 teams that have a chance to win this event. At the conclusion of business tonight, we will be down to 4. Aruba and Mexico. Those teams will be playing tomorrow night. And in fact, they know they're to the final day of the tournament. Luna makes a left turn towards the dugout as he is struck out by Talcott on 3 pitches.
That's a really good start by Eli Talcott. Goes, I think kind of maybe a changeup, breaking ball, and then blew away with a fastball there. Really good sequence by Eli. Good start for the Hoosier North team.
So the designated hitter and Cazares at the plate. Curveball breaks a little early. Ball 1 the count.
You know, I was thinking about it, Greg. We're talking about our pregame show. I got twisted a little bit, and the days are running together for me. This is Hoosier North's 4th game, I think. So we've seen Hoosier North really good, then we've seen them pretty bad, then we've seen them good again. So let's see what team we have.
Easy hop for the shortstop. That is Miller that fires over to Henning, and they are quickly 2 down. Yes, their path to this point in 10-run rule fashion. They beat the Czech Republic 11-0 in 5 innings on Friday. As you see the defensive effort here, then it was 10-run rule the other direction against Aruba, who has looked fantastic.
Yes, they have. Here
in the tournament. Not just their uniforms either. They've looked the part both in terms of their style and the way they have played.
Well, I was talking to some fans today about the Aruban team, and I truly believe, I mean, in this tournament, I have not yet seen that premium arm. Not quite yet. And if that is the case, it's going to be really hard to shut down the bats of Aruba. It really is.
Fisher Pye at the plate. This one will hop to the second baseman. He'll make the play. That's Platt over to first. And much like Davidson did for Hoosier North yesterday, Talcott sets the opponents down in order in his half of the first inning. Hoosier North comes to bat when we come back. It's an elimination game at the 2016 Colt World Series here on MTC Sports. Hoosier North coming to bat for the first time in this one. Let us show you their lineup. It is rather similar to what it was a day ago. Rozzi, Allen, and All, 1, 2, 3. McCoy, Henning, and Platt. Tanner Dold was the offensive star yesterday. 3 for 3, 3 runs batted in and a run scored. Walbaum and Miller round out the lineup for head coach Onyx Avilas' club. Defensively now for Chula Vista, Villegas, Pyatt, and Hart in the outfield. Cavaco, Luna, Romero, and Nakano in the infield. Taylor behind the mound, and the pitcher in this contest is Garcia for Chula Vista, California. Antonio Garcia.
Yeah, I haven't gotten a look at Antonio Garcia yet. I haven't, I don't believe, so let's see what he features today.
Young man is a sophomore to be. He attends Chula Vista High School. And Chula Vista pulled the upset, knocked off Los Gatos, California, who had, well, basically made a well-worn path to Lafayette over the last half decade. Los Gatos did not reach the championship game last year, surprised by Greensboro, North Carolina, but had been the multi-time defending champion heading into last year's event.
Yeah, they have been a regular at this event for quite some time.
Colton Rozzi now to the plate. The first offering is just a bit high.
The fastball missed just high. Good take, good eye by Colton Rozzi there.
Colton, one of 2 Logansport Berries on the roster. Platt is the other. 2-0 the count.
Let's see if Colton stays patient here if he goes hunting after this 2-0 fastball.
Pops this one up. We'll head back towards the park. 2-1 the count. Of course, this part of the Columbian Park complex, you've got the Cove, the water park that has been quite popular the last few days, the zoo, and Just a great set of entertainment options here in the heart of Lafayette. High hopper, third baseman. Chargers, fields, fires, and Rossi hustling down the line, but still a relatively easy play for Cavaco at third, and there's one away.
Yeah, Cavaco makes a nice play there. Bounding ground ball. Fields it, sets his feet, makes a good strong throw over first base for the first out of the inning.
Gianni Cavaco with the play. So up next is Evan Allen for Hoosier North. Young man from McCutcheon High School. He appeared as a reserve in yesterday's game, but has played in all 3 games for Hoosier North so far.
Hit a big triple when he came in reserve duty yesterday.
When asked for the pronunciation of his full name, he said Evan Breeze Allen. So are we to now that level where we have children that have the name after the famous Purdue quarterback Drew Brees? I guess we would.
I'm sure we do.
Ground ball to shortstop. Allen is retired 6-3. There's 2 away. And if I do the math, he's 16. Drew Brees last played at Purdue 16 years ago. So the math does tend to add up on something like that, and there's quickly 2 down.
But you see the replay of the ground ball to Emilio Luna at shortstop. Fields it cleanly, makes a strong throw to first base for the second out. 2 quick outs there for Garcia, pitching to contact.
Collinall now at the plate. Again, began as the catcher a day ago, spent some time at third base as well. He is a junior to be from McCutcheon High School. The Mavericks are always well represented on both the Hoosier North and the Lafayette All-Star squads.
Yes, they are.
And of course, for the kids from Chula Vista, there is now a McCutcheon grad on the San Diego Padres roster for a second time in his career, and Clayton Richard.
You know, what's the old saying? Don't burn any bridges.
I can think in the last handful of years, there are 3 Indiana natives that have pitched for the Padres. Richard being one of them. 2 hopper to the shortstop.
That's a Kokomo guy.
Joe Thatcher and Eric Stoltz being the other one. And for both teams, they go down in order in their half of the first inning. 0s on the board through 1 at the 2016 Colt World Series on MTC Sports.
Good stuff.
To the second inning we go. Scoreless here at the 2016 Colt World Series at MTC Sports alongside Chris Walker, Greg Rakestraw with you. 4, 5, and 6 coming up this time for Chula Vista, California. Gianni Cavaco will lead things off, the third baseman. Both pitchers successfully pitching to contact in their half of the first.
Absolutely. Attacking the zone, getting quick outs. You got to love that as a fielder. Keeps you on your toes, gets you back in the dugout so you can swing the bats a little bit.
Gianni attends Eastlake High School. This one fouled straight back. He lists his favorite player as Chris Bryant. A lot of these young men do. Gianni is a third baseman, but there is also an area tie for that those are unaware of, the collegiate alma mater of Chris Bryant, as he was a torero at the University of San Diego. This one sent towards left field. Left fielder drifting back. Center fielder is there. In fact, center fielder will make the play. That is Rossi, and there's one down.
Tell you what, Greg, that ball, when it left the bat, I thought that was a can of corn for the left fielder. I think it drifted over a little bit to your center fielder, and Colton Rossi is able to make the play there.
Well, that kind of illustrates the wind we were talking about.
That's right.
That it kind of pushed that ball towards center field.
Exactly.
So Eric Nakano, the first baseman. And one of those youngsters we talked about, talented 14-year-old on this roster that's kind of playing up an age group this year.
Tell you what, he's a good-sized 14-year-old.
See there on your screen, favorite team, the Padres. Swing and a miss. But he lists his favorite player as Mike Trout. See the catch that Trout made yesterday for the Angels?
I didn't see it.
Robbed someone of a home run on Ken Griffey Jr. weekend in a very Ken Griffey Jr. type of way in Seattle.
Yeah, that's par for the course for Mike Trout.
And that was celebrating his 25th birthday. Wow. So think of what Mike Trout has accomplished before he turns 25.
It's unreal. It's scary to think.
1-2 the count here. Lefty versus lefty. Ground ball, and so far the hops have been kind to the fielders. They have set up some easier plays. Henning with 3 unassisted, and there's 2 away.
Yeah, we got a nice little Sunday hop here on a Monday.
Maybe the field has lost track of what day it is as well.
That's right. Dylan fields it cleanly, steps on the bag for the, as you said, the 3 unassisted. Second out of the inning.
Jesus Villegas, but when he puts his player name down, he says Bubba. That misses off the outside corner, 1-0.
Really good spot by Eli Talcott, even though he missed, didn't get the call there, but that's a good place to miss if you're going to miss.
Bubba says he's a Red Sox fan, and Big Papi's his favorite player.
Not a bad choice. Well, did Eli trip there? Or?
Either that or he's working out of the stretch for some reason and decided, I don't need to. There's nobody on the base path. You can get away with that when nobody's on the
That's right.
baselines. Third baseman. All takes his time, steps and fires, and what I said about equaling Davidson from yesterday, the same holds true today. 6 up, 6 down for Hoosier North. We'll see the defensive handiwork as we take you to break. You're watching the 2016 Colt World Series on MTC Sports.
Come on, everybody. I think this is my grandson.
Little girl, you look so
Oh, my goodness.
I see you are feeling blue. Come on over to my place. Hey girl, we're having a party. We'll be singing and dancing and singing. Come on over tonight.
Hi, I'm Ashley with the Farmers Bank. I'm here to introduce the Farmers Bank mobile banking app for your smartphone. Find us at the App Store or the Play Store. To find our app, search for the Farmers Bank Mobile Banking Fiserv Solutions. Have your finances at your fingertips anytime, all the time. Sign up today. The Farmers Bank, your local bank, your mobile bank, your bank for life. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
4, 5, and 6 coming up this time through for Hoosier North. McCoy, Henning, and Platt. One of these teams will continue on to tomorrow. The other one will see their season come to an end. Happy to be with you here on MTC Sports. McCoy, a young man from Harrison High School nearby. Starting left fielder. First pitch swinging and rolls over top of this one, foul.
Yeah, Antonio Garcia has been able to keep the ball down. He got 3 ground balls in the first inning. Oh, just as I say that,
Sends
gets
it,
one up.
charge into this one. Right
gone.
fielder looking up. Goodbye.
That's gone.
We don't see that many home runs going to the right side of the park here, but of course McCoy, the lefty, turns on this one. Home run for McCoy and a 1-0 lead for Hoosier North.
That is a great swing there by Grant McCoy. Gets a fastball in the inner half, and he just turns, gets his hips clear, gets the bat head through, and he pounds that ball out to right field. And I see a lot of McCoy jerseys in the stands that are really happy right now.
First hit of the game for either team is a home run.
Look at the replay here. Like I said, gets the hips clear, gets the bat head through his zone, gets it up in the air to right field, and that ball leaves.
That is out on Main Street,
Yes, it is.
which goes past this portion of the field. Was helped a little bit again by that wind, sending that ball to right. He rode the jet stream on that one, but certainly created plenty of power of his own accord.
Yes, he did.
Now Henning at the plate. This one back on the ground. Shortstop, fires over, high throw, doesn't get him down in time. So an error on the shortstop on the throw, and chance to put maybe some big numbers up this inning for Hoosier North.
Yeah, that's how big innings start. Give up a leadoff homer, then you get a get a routine ground ball to your shortstop. Shortstop plants his feet, makes a play, but then he sails his throw a little bit, and now you have Dylan Henning on first base with no outs.
Here's Tucker Platt. Played a couple of different positions yesterday to Tucker. This one's slicing down the line, but clearly foul. Tucker spent time at both the shortstop and second base positions a day ago.
He's a good-looking young player here. Good size, good frame on him. Another Logansport Berry, I believe.
That is correct.
Good player.
Curveball, a beauty. In there for a strike, 0-2.
That was really nice. Well, had a lot of sharp break to it.
Nothing the Platt could do about that.
No. Just froze him, locked him up. He's got to be cognizant of that now. It's in the back of his mind, I'm certain of it.
Comes back. Slow roller. They will get the lead runner at second, and they throw down to first, and that's a free base because of the throw. That's one as a second baseman. You have no play. You got to eat that one.
None whatsoever. You know, third baseman, it was kind of a slow developing play anyway. Third baseman feels it cleanly, makes a strong throw to second base to get the force out. There's no reason to try to turn that double play there because you have no chance to turn it. You got to eat that. Throws it high, gets an E4.
There is an out recorded, but now another runner in scoring position. And a young man that was swinging a hot bat yesterday in Tanner Dold. He is from Frontier High School. Again, for those watching outside of the Lafayette area, say about 15-20 minutes north of Lafayette. Kind of a two-town high school. Brookston and Chalmers comprise Frontier High School. This one misses outside, 2-0.
Not a bad place to miss there. By Garcia, trying to hit the outside corner, just misses a little bit wide.
Dold led his high school team in RBI as a freshman this past year.
Pretty impressive. Young guy leading the team in RBI.
Just off plate, kind of missed in the same spot, 3-0.
Sure did.
And Dold yesterday 3 for 3, 3 runs batted in and a run scored. Catcher and Owen Walbaum due up next for Hoosier North. Take it all the way. That's poured in for a strike, 3-1. Saw Lafayette get to the final day a couple of years ago in the tournament. It's been a while since Hoosier North has had a run like this one and a chance to get to the semifinals. And Lafayette will take on Seoul, South Korea in the game that follows this one.
I'll tell you, that Seoul South Korean team so far, in my opinion, has been probably the most fundamentally sound team.
Yeah.
I love the way they play defense, and I really like watching them run the bases. They do a tremendous job at both of those.
Dold sprays this one. Shallow right field. Second baseman drifting back. Should he make a play? He does. We're going to try to tag from second, and wisely stopped.
Good play.
Good heads-up base running by Platt. Try, see if you can catch him sleeping. He was wide awake. He goes back to second. 2 down.
Yeah, good idea. Fly ball, hits the second base, and he ranges out to right field, makes an over-the-shoulder catch, plants, makes a strong throw to third base, and is able to hold the runner at second base.
It's also good communication. That means one of his teammates was hollering at him, hey, turn and fire.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So 2 down for Walbaum. Walbaum, a young man from West Lafayette High School.
Tucker Platt running at second base. See if he'll be able to score for you. Get a hit here.
1-1 the count. In addition to being a baseball player, Owen a football player as well, and got to play in last year's 3A state championship game for West Lafayette, where they were beaten by Indianapolis Bishop Chatard.
It's going to be a great memory for Owen Walbaum, though. I know I've played in the high school football state championship in my high school in Illinois. Ton of fun.
Where was your championship game played at?
We played, when I was playing it was at Illinois State University back then. But it was just a great experience. Friday Night Lights.
This one misses 3-1. Again, for those outside of Indiana, state championship games in football played at Lucas Oil Stadium. So how many kids get a chance to play a high school state championship where they hosted a Super Bowl?
No kidding. In a beautiful venue, and on top of that, it's indoors, so the weather is not an issue. And you know, November, it can be.
Which for the folks from Chula Vista is not something they think about. It's tossed back, and it was a close play. Platt able to dive back just in time. Garcia really hadn't been paying that much attention to the runner at second base and almost caught him napping.
That was a really close play. I'd love to see a replay on that. Tucker Platt made that a little bit closer than I'd like to see in that situation. Woo.
Bang, bang play.
Really
Shortstop thought he might have had him. And it's Luna. 3-1. Wall bomb, the number 8 hitter in the lineup. Sends this one towards center field. Center fielder drifting back. Should be a pretty easy play. Makes the grab, and the inning is over. So the error does not come back to cost Chula Vista. It's the home run that puts Hoosier North on the board. The solo blast by McCoy makes it 1-0 Hoosier North. We're back in a moment on MTC Sports.
Pony baseball began in the summer of 1951 with the organization of the original Pony League in Washington, Pennsylvania. The league was originally designed to help transition 13 and 14-year-old players from the Little League Diamond to the regulation-sized Diamond. Today, more than 500,000 players participate in the Pony organization annually in the United States and in more than 25 countries around the world. For more information on pony baseball, go to pony.org. Don't miss pony baseball for the world. Pure baseball, pure pony.
Construction projects mean deadlines. At McAllister Machinery and the Cat Rental Store, we understand the challenges our customers face. That's why our team of professionals are here to help. From our knowledgeable support staff to our industry-leading service department, McAllister Machinery and the Cat Rental Store are here to make sure you get the right equipment delivered on time. Whether it's Cat equipment, JLG lifts, or Solaire air compressors, we carry it all. McAllister Machinery and the Cat Rental Store, helping build Indiana since 1945.
Good look at the folks from Krabby Mike's, the concessionaires from today's various food choices you've got here at the Colt World Series.
And Greg, for those that have been listening to our broadcast, they know that I've visited Krabby Mike's several times, and I am a big believer and fan of the Ditka dog. So I have to say I probably will be going back there today at some point.
Always funny when you show somebody on screen and go, I know that kid's dad. My buddy Perel Lucas' son making an appearance on camera.
See, man, I don't see Perel today. Maybe he's working.
Kids are probably better off for it if Amanda's in charge. 7, 8, 9 coming up for Chula Vista. Garrett Taylor sprays that one foul.
The fastball tied him up a little bit. He's able to fist it off out of play on the right side.
Garrett, as a catcher, required to have a catcher as a favorite player, so he chose Buster Posey.
Not a bad choice.
Also a big Giants fan, too. Swing and a miss. Got a foul piece of that one, excuse me. 0-2 the count. Of course, the Giants looked like they were on their way to fulfilling their even-year prophecies of winning World Series in 2010, 2012, 2014, and 2016. And they suddenly can't find the strike zone with a compass offensively. As Bumgarner threw 8 innings, gave up 1 run, and got beat yesterday. And he has lost the Giants, if not Madison, the Giants have now lost his last 5 starts.
That's hard to do.
With so much pitching, it's amazing that they have struggled as much as they have since the All-Star break.
No kidding. Some things in baseball you just can't explain, and that's one of them. I mean, you get that kind of pitching, you score 1 or 2 runs a game, you're going to be okay, but they just can't do it.
Rozzi is there and makes the play for Hoosier North, 1 down.
Garrett Taylor hits it pretty well, but Colton Rossi's able to run over and make the grab for the first out of the inning.
So Ben Hart, the right fielder, he could do nothing but watch that last shot from McCoy leave the yard in the bottom half of the second. Talcott misses.
Good pitch, though. Eli's not afraid to pitch backwards a little bit either. He's not afraid to start you off with a breaking ball or try to get ahead.
That's in for a strike. Talcott working his currently 6th scoreless inning so far here in the Colt World Series.
Tell you what, Coach Brian Eaton's got to be liking that. That's for sure.
That misses 2-1. I would assume that Ben has spent some time in Oregon during his formative years because his favorite player in basketball is Damian Lillard, tied with C.J. McCollum, and DeForest Buckner is his favorite NFL player. And when asked where he wants to go to school after high school, his answer was the University of Oregon, which of course now has a tie back to this Purdue baseball program.
Wow, Coach Wazikowski coming from Oregon. That makes sense.
3-1. Hart sends this one right center field, right fielder over, diving effort. Does he make the play? Yes, he does.
Nice play.
Evan Allen probably robs Chula Vista of what should have been their first hit of this game.
That's a really good play by Evan Allen. He's got to be a great confidence builder for him because the last start he had 2 games ago, he had a couple of errors out there in right field that were costly at the time. And so for him to come make that play there, diving effort, that's got to be a huge confidence boost for not only Evan but his teammates.
Here's Brody Romero as Chula Vista completes their first trip through the lineup. He'll be a freshman this coming fall. And will attend Grossmont High School. 0-1 the count. That's in there perfectly placed, just falls in and out of the zone as it crosses home plate. 0-2.
Eli's got that breaking ball working today. He's really sharp right now.
And he's just got that natural kind of lefty 3/4 arc.
That's right. Good idea. Try to paint a fastball on the outside corner and they just missed, but really good pitch.
Not a very big young man on the mound, but does a great job of hiding that ball behind him during his delivery. Makes it tough to pick up. So much for that. Romero picked it up just fine, and that one got past the left fielder. That's the first base hit of the game. That one gets to the wall. Romero goes to second, makes the turn, stops right there. So a base hit and then an extra miscue by Hoosier North. Puts a runner in scoring position for the first time for Chula Vista.
Yeah, the ball's really hit hard by Brody Romero there. Grant McCoy comes running in and just doesn't get his glove down on the ground. It goes right through the 5-hole. And after the home run there, Grant comes out and doesn't get his glove down to make that defensive play. So now you have a runner in scoring position with 2 outs, went back to the top of the order. So this could be a big mistake here.
This is Luna. He's the only strikeout victim so far for Talcott. First base run of the game. About a 55-footer that Walbaum stays in front of. 1-0 the count.
Very nice job by Owen Walbaum, dropping and blocking that ball. Great job.
Luna says his favorite team, the Padres, but favorite player, Derek Jeter. One and one the count.
I wonder if that number 2 has anything to do with Derek Jeter.
He is a shortstop, so that would not be surprising.
That's right.
Ground ball. The shortstop hits one of the shortstop. And fielding his position perfectly was Miller. And the quickly developing threat ends in just as fast of a fashion. Through 2.5, Hoosier North maintains a 1-0 lead here on MTC Sports.
My name's Gary Gangwer, and I own the Gangwer Insurance Agency as well as farm here in Clinton County. 1974, I bought my first combine and became custom combiner for area farmers. Most teenagers buy cars, but I was crazy enough to buy a combine. My father wasn't a farmer, but it was important for me to farm. That's all I ever wanted to do.
Now you see Tim Clark, who is the tournament director here for the Colt World Series. He had a shirt and tie on like 15 minutes ago as he delivers the home run ball to Grant McCoy. And there had to be some serious retrieval work that was going on for that one, because again, that thing, you can see it take a hop and cross the street, the charge he put into that one.
And that ball was really hit well by Grant McCoy.
And there you see our aerial reconnaissance plane that helped find the home run ball that McCoy hit over the right field fence. So 9-1-2. Miller, Rozzi, and Allen do up this time through for Hoosier North. I don't know if that one, I think it just made it to Kenny's. I don't think it got all the way to my parking spot at Congress Street United Methodist Church. That's one of the great things about this park. It is in a neighborhood.
Yes, it is.
And you're doing a little street parking. You're donating to the church to get a good parking spot around here.
That's right.
Or, frankly, you could take your chances. You could have parked where that ball landed. Miller thinking about bunting his way on for a base hit, and this one will trickle foul.
That's a good idea by Ben Miller. Ben Miller runs a lot better than I thought he did. He was getting down that line pretty well right there.
Miller, another member of the McCutcheon program that is playing in this tournament. Got a kick out of reading his bio yesterday when asked about favorite athletes, and Bryce Harper was his favorite baseball player, but his favorite other athletes were John Wall and Bill Laimbeer.
Bill Laimbeer. There is no way Ben Miller has ever seen Bill Laimbeer play live basketball.
Must have been a really big fan of that Bad Boys documentary.
I'm telling you.
2-1 the count.
It was a good one. Even though I'm a Chicago kid, growing up as a Bulls fan, but I really enjoyed that documentary.
3-1 the count. This marks one trip through the lineup for Hoosier North. Ben says he wants to be a police detective when his playing days are over with. He's taken all the way. That's a pitcher's pitch right on the outside corner. Full count now.
Absolutely perfect pitcher's pitch, and even better decision for Ben Miller to hold off on that. Take your chances here at a 3-2 count.
High hopper, third baseman. Tried to cut it off. Shortstop, can he make the play? No. I'm not sure even if the third baseman makes that grab if he gets the out. Miller hustling down the line, just those perfectly placed infield singles.
Exactly.
Hit number 2 of this game for Hoosier North.
It's just kind of a bounding ball in between the third base and shortstop. Shortstop tries to field it deep in the hole, make a strong throw. Just a tough play to make there. Good hustle by Ben Miller. Gets his first hit of the day.
So to the top of the lineup we go, and Colton Rozzi.
Colton grounding out to the third base in his first at bat.
Tried to put the bunt down, and that was not just moving the runner over. He's trying to leg that one out for a base hit.
Yeah, he wasn't giving himself up on that at bat. He's trying to make it first and second, that was for sure.
Colton says his favorite team, the Cubs.
Good man.
They win again yesterday to get to 69-41 on the season.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
Rozzi tries to push that one. And 0-2 the count. I had the pleasure of going to Cubs Cards in late June when the Cubs were not playing good baseball. Wouldn't say I'm necessarily a Cubs fan, but since my team is at the opposite end of the spectrum in the NL Central right now, I'd love to see the Cubs do well this year.
Well, I appreciate that.
Runner goes. Rozzi lets him try to steal the bag, and he runs him into an out.
Wow.
Great throw by Taylor from behind home plate, and Miller taken care of rather easily and comes up with a little bit of a hand or wrist injury, it looks like, on the play.
Really good throw there.
So the out recorded 2-6. One down, 1-2 the count to Rozzi. Pops this one up. Left fielder charging in, running in, has time, makes the play, 2 down.
Yeah, Greg, I've been to one game at Wrigley this year, and it was a tremendous pitcher's duel. I saw Noah Syndergaard from the Mets versus Jake Arrieta, and this was the good Jake Arrieta, and it was a really well-pitched game by both teams. A lot of fun.
Cubs are involved in pretty defensive battle yesterday. Allen, that's a fair ball.
Yes, it is.
Inside the bag. Down to the left field corner. Allen will at least have 2. Left fielder over. He'll stop right there. 2 out double.
Tell you what, man, Evan can swing it. I mean, he can really swing the bat. He's hit a lot of baseballs hard in this tournament. That one is smoked right inside the line there, down the third base line. An easy stand-up double for Evan Allen.
And that makes that out at second base loom very large. They were trying to get the man in a scoring position, and Miller's got good speed. Just credit Chula Vista for
That's right.
making a great play at second base to get the out. And right now, that's a run-saving out for Chula Vista.
That is very true.
Round ball.
We're going to have plate to plate here.
That'll get through. Left fielder coming up. They're going to make him make a great throw, and he did. And Allen has nowhere to go. So Allen tagged out at home plate, and 2 of the 3 outs for Hoosier North are recorded on the base paths. And he's getting a bit of a talking to for contact made with the catcher at the end of the play.
Left fielder comes in, makes a tremendous throw to the plate, and plenty of time. Evan doesn't know what to do, kind of runs into the catcher a little bit, and that's Bubba Villegas. And I mean, just a tremendous throw there. We've seen some really good throws by outfielders in this tournament.
So a couple of base hits go for naught for Hoosier North. In fact, 3 in the inning. They don't score a single run. They lead 1-0 after 3 on MTC Sports.
Pepe's Mexican Restaurant is excited to announce new menu items to an already stacked lineup of authentic Mexican dishes. Everything from tossed greens with fruit to a Pepe-style chicken pizza. For you seafood lovers, try the shrimp tacos. For my personal favorite is the barbacoa taco dinner. Whether it's a new menu item or one of our signature selections, be sure to wash it down with a tasty beverage. Whatever your flavor, make Pepe's your stop for lunch or dinner. Located on Sagamore Parkway in the mall parking lot, Lafayette. Tecton Construction Management has been serving Central Indiana for over 25 years. Whether you have a renovation project or new construction, Tecton Construction Management can assist you from the initial idea to the completion of the project. Their trademark Tecton filtering system is designed to save you time and money, providing you with more value for your investment. Both the completion schedule and budget are established before ever breaking ground to solidify your peace of mind. Before you start your next project, call Tecton Construction Management. Always on time, always under budget.
Quick look at the Hoosier North dugout. Their team leading 1-0, but a couple of missed opportunities in the home half of the third. Talcott on the mound. He's been outstanding through 3 innings, allowing just 1 base runner. That was a single to Romero last inning.
Greg, in this tournament, we were talking a little bit about it off air. A couple things I've seen quite a bit of that you normally don't see. I think we have about 18 triples or so far in this tournament. And I would like to know how many outfield assists we've had. Those 2 things have been big time in this tournament.
One of the first times today Talcott gets behind the hitters. Down 2-0.
In the first inning, you got the number 2 hitter, Elliot Cazares, to ground out to the shortstop.
Finds the zone here, 2-1.
Good pitch.
Elliott, the name of the lineup card on the player bio, he says DiMaggio Cazares.
Or just call me Hank Walker then.
Fair enough. 3-1 the count. Cazares says that his favorite subject in school is pre-calculus honors. And then he puts in parentheses math.
More power to him.
The calculus part kind of gave it away, but thank you.
Well,
and this one sprayed foul, 3-2.
Well, for me, he needed to put math in parentheses. I stay way away from calculus.
What is also of note, and when listing favorite foods, fettuccine Alfredo, burritos, shrimp, mac and cheese, wings, buffalo burgers.
So everything?
That would look like my bio. And this one popped up. Should stay in play. Not sure anybody can get there in time, and I should not doubt the speed of Evan Allen. We've seen him make a diving play to his right, cover a lot of ground to his left, makes the catch, and there's one down.
That's a really nice play by Evan. I thought he just about overran that ball. And as an outfielder, what you want to make sure you do on this play, you got to stay on the balls of your feet, because if you get on your heels, that ball starts jumping on you, and then you probably better catch the one in the middle. But Evan stays on the balls of his feet, and he doesn't overrun it, makes a nice catch for the first down.
Pyatt at the plate. He will attend St. Augustine High School. One of the 14-year-old players on this team. Hopper, shortstop has time, fires, 2 down.
Man, Eli is just attacking the zone, getting quick outs. Looks very sharp out there today.
Keanu Cavaco now to the plate. He had a fly ball to center field last time. Reference the fact that big Chris Bryant fan. What an impression Chris left in his last year at the University of San Diego. That was kind of in the heights of the BB core bats, plus not making changes to the baseball. So that would be the equivalent of the dead ball era.
That's right.
In college baseball.
Right.
And Chris Bryant proceeded to hit 37 home runs his senior year. And the next closest player to him in Division I baseball is now his current teammate Kyle Schwarber at Indiana, who had 17 that season.
You know, I didn't realize the numbers were so different. I saw several of the home runs Kyle Schwarber hit that year, and it was pretty ridiculous. So for Bryant to hit 20 more, I mean, that's impressive.
Cavaco, for the second consecutive at bat, flies out to the center fielder in Rozzi. And it's another 1-2-3 inning for Chula Vista. To the home half of the fourth we go. Hoosier North leads at 1-0 on MTC Sports.
How's it going? Nice to meet you guys. I have these 2 laptops. We're going to each download a TV show. I'm going to download it on Xfinity, and you guys are going to download it with AT&T Uverse. And we're going to see who goes faster. Go.
Well, this is a no-brainer so far.
How's AT&T doing?
Struggling.
I'm ready to go. We'll wait for you guys.
Looks like we're going to be waiting for a while.
Don't let Uverse slow you down. Upgrade to an Xfinity X1 Triple Play from Comcast and save when you bundle. See for yourself. Call 1-800-XFINITY or visit Comcast.com today.
Wouldn't it be sweet to happily live a life that's filled with glee and sing about how joyful it can be?
I'd like to hear that.
Live life to its fullest every day with the highest level of primary care from Indiana University Health.
When you have your health, you have everything.
Indiana University Health. Schedule same-day primary care appointments at 1-888-IU-HELP.
Want to thank our great corporate partners that make this event and this broadcast possible here on MTC Sports. As Grant McCoy steps to the plate for the Hoosier North All-Stars. Thanks to Alcoa, along with Speed Pro Imaging. And the Fraternal Order of Eagles, the FOE. So McCoy, last time he was at the plate, hit one, well, over the Alcoa sign in right field.
Sure did.
Might have been the IU Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, but it wasn't their turn for a billboard read. 1-0 the count.
You're smooth, Rakestraw, I tell you.
Coy, Toronto Blue Jays fan.
Good pitch. Good pitch, man. Antonio Garcia there.
Before the last couple of years, the last time the Blue Jays were a postseason team, Chris and I were still in high school. This one lifted to left field. Over to make the play is Villegas, and there's one down.
That's really good pitching by Antonio Garcia there. You know, the last at bat, as you said, he gets a fastball middle end and he's able to pull out to right field. So what does Garcia do? He comes out this time and he's really painting everything middle away from him. He's going to make him beat him in the opposite field. And he's able to get him to hit a lazy fly ball to left fielder for the first out.
Dylan Henning now. He reached on an error by the shortstop on a high throw. Probably should have been the first out of the second inning.
Tell you what, Greg, Dylan Henning's really good when he goes to right center field.
1-1 the count.
Big, strong kid. When he doesn't try to get pull happy, he can really drive. He's hit a couple balls hard in that toward that 355 mark in this tournament.
And this one sent towards right center, but again, the wind just kind of letting that ball hang up today, and the center fielder drifts over and pie it, and there's quickly 2 away.
At the risk of slowing this game down tremendously.
This is where I should mute your microphone. Go ahead and keep talking, because if it's not on the air, you won't happen it. This thought interrupted by the rest of us in the press box. All right, you want to continue with something else?
Yeah. I won't say it.
Good man. And see what I did? You stop talking, fly ball to the center fielder, and the inning comes to an end. 3 fly ball outs as Platt recorded on the out to pie it, and we are now through 4. Hoosier North leading Chula Vista, California 1-0 to the top of the 5th we go on MTC Sports.
Hi, I'm Ashley with the Farmers Bank. I'm here to introduce the Farmers Bank mobile banking app for your smartphone. Find us at the App Store or the Play Store. To find our app, search for the Farmers Bank mobile banking Fiserv Solutions. Have your finances at your fingertips anytime, all the time. Sign up today. The Farmers Bank, your local bank, your mobile bank, your bank for life. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Part of the skyline here at Loeb Stadium. Arnie's down the line, followed by dessert. Next stop over, the original frozen custard.
Visited there a few times before. Good stuff.
And you see the Lafayette All-Stars getting ready for their next game, which is scheduled to be a 7:30 start. They take on Seoul, South Korea. Nakano, the first baseman. The slow roller to the first baseman his last time up. Talcott just misses that one, 1-0 the count.
Starting him out with another breaking ball, just missed a little bit low and away.
Nakano, part of last year's Pony 13 and under World Series champs with his Chula Vista program. 2-0 the count. So he will be a high school freshman this coming year at Bonita Vista High School. That's in for a strike.
This is really good experience, Greg, for these young guys on the Chula Vista team.
In theory, they have some kids that could play here 3 years running.
That's right.
And we see a handful of kids that play in back-to-back years, but
there haven't been very many, as you said, to play 3 years. Eli falls behind in the count, and then he's able to work it back to get it to even. Let's see what he does here.
Got him. Strike 3. Found the upper corner of that strike zone. And for Talcott, that is his first strikeout since the first batter he faced of this game. 1 down.
Really good pitch there, freezing, almost like a kind of I don't say backdoor curveball, but a breaking ball that reaches over the outside part of the plate and just freezes Nakano.
And maybe kind of at first glance or reaction, I thought that might have been a little bit high. But frankly, Talcott has been at the knees or below virtually the entire. You really don't know that might be the upper end of the strike. We just haven't seen it this entire game.
Exactly. He has had really good command of the strike zone today. Really sharp.
Villegas now. It's a count of the stitches on that baseball, 2-0. He too a part of Chula Vista's 13 and under world champs a year ago. Ground ball, foul ball, 2-1. Is yet to start high school, but on these bios we ask, hey, if you want to play college baseball or just go to college period, where do you want to go? He says USD, University of San Diego being one, Ole Miss being the other.
Wow. Play for Mike Bianco at Ole Miss.
And there is a tie to this state as far as Ole Miss is concerned. Was where Lance Lynn played his college baseball before heading on to play professionally.
I didn't realize that. I didn't know Lance Lynn was a Rebel.
That was during the time when they were kind of recruiting the Midwest. They had some Indiana ties to the program.
Gotcha.
Lance was the Friday starter for Ole Miss before joining the Cardinals organization. And Lance was the starting pitcher when Brownsburg High School won a state championship here at this field in 2005.
Just listening to Coach Scott McTaggart talk about that the other day, talking about how crazy the crowd was during that game.
That's in for a strike, 3-2. That's the one time in the last 20 years the high school state finals were not contested at Victory Field in downtown Indianapolis.
Wow.
Scheduling mistake by the International League put the Indians at Victory Field that weekend.
Gotcha.
That one misses high. First walk. Now we've seen Talca kind of flirt with getting behind in counts the last couple three hitters, and this one finally comes back to cost him. And for as well as he has been pitching, this is still a one-run game.
It truly is, and really need Eli to come back here and jump ahead of this hitter, kind of get back in his groove.
So Taylor now, fly ball to center field last time up. And lines this one to left field for a base hit. Station to station. Villegas will stop at second. But for the first time today, multiple runners aboard for Chula Vista, California.
This is where the game gets interesting, Greg. First and second, one out. Still only a one-run game. Hoosier North leading. Big at-bat here by Ben Hart.
And Hart hit the ball well last time. Turned on it to right center. Allen stole a base hit from him.
That's right.
On a diving catch. Center fielder starting to drift that way in case he can turn on another one.
If I'm on Walbaum, I may take a trot out to the pitcher's mound just to settle Eli down a little bit here.
Just a grand total of 2 hits today for Chula Vista. That's in for a strike.
Good pitch. Count evened up at 1-1.
It's just the second trip through the lineup for Chula Vista here in the top of the 5th inning. Catcher slides inside for this one and hit the target perfectly.
Yes, he did.
Walbaum put his glove right over the black of the plate and got the call, 1-2.
Yeah, that was right underneath the left-handed hitter's hands. That's a tough pitch to get to. Ben Hart didn't like that one.
And so now Walbaum then kind of slides back towards the outside.
Yes, he does.
The game within the game. Talk it
Good
miscue.
block.
They'll throw down to third base. Tag applied, not in time. That ball got away from the catcher just enough to allow the runner to advance to third base. Taylor stays over at first behind the play, so they're on the corners now, 2-2.
That's not your best base running play by Taylor over there first. If you see that runner at second break, you have to get to second base there. Now you still have the double play intact. If Eli can entice or induce, I should say, a hard ground ball to shortstop or second base, he can get out of this inning.
Quick toss over to first.
You mentioned Owen Walbaum's arm, and that was another one. That was a rocket he threw down to third base. Look at there.
4, 6, and the throw. Got him. 3, double play.
Let's talk about it.
A base running mistake by Chula Vista wipes away their first scoring opportunity of this game. Platt, Miller, Henning. To the bottom of the 5th we go. Hoosier North leads 1-0 on MTC Sports.
Pony baseball began in the summer of 1951 with the organization of the original Pony League in Washington, Pennsylvania. The league was originally designed to help transition 13 and 14-year-old players from the Little League Diamond to the regulation-sized Diamond. Today, more than 500,000 players participate in the Pony organization annually in the United States and in more than 25 countries around the world. For more information on Pony baseball, go to pony.org. Don't miss Pony baseball for the world. Pure baseball, pure pony.
Construction projects mean deadlines. At McAllister Machinery and the Cat Rental Store, we understand the challenges our customers face. That's why our team of professionals are here to help. From our knowledgeable support staff to our industry-leading service department, McAllister Machinery and the Cat Rental Store are here to make sure you get the right equipment delivered on time. Whether it's cat equipment, JLG lifts, or Solaire air compressors, we carry it all. McAllister Machinery and the Cat Rental Store, helping build Indiana since 1945.
To the bottom of the fifth we go. Hoosier North leading at 1-0, and frankly, we have been able to speak, Chris, largely about the pitching. But it was the defense that got him out of that jam in the top of the fifth.
It was. Eli was able to induce that 4-6-3 double play. Like I said, it goes back to poor base running decision. I believe when you're running at second base, breaks to go to third, that trail runner has to advance. If he advances to second base, then you have runners in second and third. That ground ball becomes, a ground out, but it's a productive out because you get a run there and you have a tie game 1-1.
7, 8, 9 coming up this time through for Hoosier North. Dold, Walbaum, and Miller. Dold pop up to shallow right his last plate appearance. And a swing and a miss, 0-1 the count. Talked about his relatively small high school at Frontier. Their softball team, the state runners-up in 1A in Indiana a couple of months ago. 1-1 the count. They lost to a team from Southern Indiana, Borden High School. This ground ball, third baseman, fields and fires, and there's one down. And I bring up whom they lost to, not just because they were a high school rival of mine, but also for the fact that Borden had 9 players. 9. And won the state title.
No way.
Had a sister combination. They're both Division I recruits, pitcher and shortstop, and with 9 players, won the state title.
Well, you have 2 Division I recruits.
When 22% of your roster's playing Division I, that's pretty good. So Walbaum, the catcher, at the plate. Swings over top of that one, 1-1 the count. Hit a fly ball to center field last time up, did Walbaum. Said his favorite subject in school is U.S. history. Second baseman charges, and I'm not sure that was a bad hop or simply he kind of missed time based on what hops he was getting.
That's a good call, Greg. I think if you on that play, you gotta charge that hard and get that short hop. Actually, could have gotten that long hop there, and then it makes it a much easier play. But he waited back, tried to get the short hop on the pick, and just didn't corral it.
Third error committed by Chula Vista. 1-0 the count.
Gotta watch this situation. I've watched several of these Hoosier North games this tournament. Coach Aviles is not afraid to bunt in any situation.
Line drive up the middle. That'll get through for a base hit. We are already at this point of this game. We're talking about insurance runs here for Hoosier North. And
that's right.
They have just managed to get batters 8 and 9 on the base pass to roll through the top of the lineup. And how about for Miller? He's got 2 hits in the number 9 spot today.
Good swing by Ben Miller there. Just fastball down. He just drops his bat head, drives it right back through the box. Good piece of hitting.
So Rozzi is 0 for 2 today. Fly ball to left field last time up. This one gets away from the catcher. Both runners going to try to advance, and Taylor didn't have a play. Now if you're Chula Vista, before I can finish the thought, here comes the infielders walking on the grass.
That's right. And what that did also was eliminate having Ben Miller, the trail runner, advance to second base, unlike Chula Vista did the last inning. Now you have runners at second and third in the situation. Now you can try to score a run here.
Rozzi lines this one through the whole left field base hit. And after having an out at home plate a couple of innings ago, Onyx Avila says, we're not going to force this one. Camp right here, run scores, and it is now a 2-run cushion. There's still 2 on the base pass for Hoosier North.
Good job by Colton Rozzi, reaching out, driving that ball in the left field, driving in a run. RBI single.
The last time that Hoosier North had 3 runners reach base in an inning, they had 2 outs on the base pass. A little more judicious this time.
Yes, they are. Now you have runners on first and third with Evan Allen up, who's really driven the ball hard in this tournament.
Runner going to take off, and they'll simply give him second base.
I actually like that play there. Hopefully that was just a fake bunt. Now you have Evan Allen up with runners in scoring position. He can drive the ball. Infield is coming in again. That's a dangerous situation for Chula Vista.
And lines this one through the hole, base hit yet again. They're going to hold the runner again at third. He runs through the stop sign. Ball gets cut off. Throw to second base. They got him at second, so there is an out there. However, the hustle of Rozzi, not paying attention to his coach, maybe not a good thing, but he ends up getting rewarded for it regardless. 2 more runs scored. Bases now clear with 2 outs, but it's 4-0 in favor of Hoosier North.
You see the hit, hard hit ball to center field. If center fielder comes up throwing, hits his cutoff. The first baseman cuts it off, throws it to second base for the out.
That's one of those where you don't mind Allen trying to go for second on that one, because if nothing else, with only 1 out, it draws the attention from the play at the plate.
Yeah, that's exactly right. You see that a lot in the major leagues. They do it all the time.
So Allen gets 2 runs batted in. All at the plate with the bases clear. It's 1-1 the count.
Greg, to me, the interesting part of that play, I'm not sure if the first baseman cut that ball off, if that's not a close play at the plate.
2-1. Hoosier North looking for their 3rd win in 4 days.
Really good tournament by these guys.
Ground ball foul. Let's show you what's at stake for Hoosier North in terms of if they can get the win here, they get to take on Aruba tomorrow at 5. Aruba already a victory over Hoosier North on Saturday. Popped up. Second baseman backing up, right fielder coming in. Second baseman able to make the play. That's Romero, and the inning is over. But Hoosier North sends 6 to the plate, and they send 3 across the plate. Through 5, they lead 4-0 on MTC Sports.
My name's Gary Gangwer, and I own the Gangwer Insurance Agency as well as farm here in Clinton County. 1974, I bought my first combine and became a custom combiner for area farmers. Most teenagers buy cars, but I was crazy enough to buy a combine. My father wasn't a farmer, but it was important for me to farm. That's all I ever wanted to do.
A little more breathing room now for Eli Talcott. He handled himself quite well when there was no margin of error. Now there is a bit of it. Chula Vista has 6 outs to score 4 runs or their tournament comes to an end. Greg Rakestraw, Chris Walker with you on MTC Sports. Lafayette All-Stars taking on Seoul, South Korea in the game to follow this one. And we showed you the graphic last inning. Aruba awaits the winner of this game. If Aruba wins tomorrow night, they are on to the championship game. If Hoosier North were to beat Aruba tomorrow, then those two would play again on Wednesday. And once we get to a championship game, the double elimination part is out the window. It is a winner-take-all championship game.
Looks like we have a pinch hitter coming up. That would be number 1, Dante Schmid.
So Schmid on to pinch hit for Romero. Romero had the first base hit of this game last time up for Chula Vista. So Dante Schmid, freshman to be at Eastlake High School. Just 2 base hits so far, a single by Taylor and a single by Romero for Chula Vista. First pitch swinging, pops this one up. Henning drifts back, makes the catch over his shoulder. Number of pitches that Schmid saw matched his uniform jersey. 1, and there's 1 away.
Yeah, you hate in that situation. To get beat like that by a fastball. He just fights one off. Dylan Henning's able to make the over-the-shoulder catch for the first out.
Emilio Luna. When asked full pronunciation of his name, he put Milo. Swing and a miss. He has struck out and hit a ground ball to the shortstop so far today.
That was a perfectly placed fastball by Eli Talcott.
One and one the count. And Talcott now working on his 9th scoreless inning of the tournament.
He's having himself a really good tournament.
Going fishing for this one. Second baseman backing up. Center fielder coming in. Right fielder calls them all off. Allen is omnipresent out there in the outfield. There's 2 down.
Yes, he is. Speaking of Eli Talcott throwing the ball really well on the mound, Eli's played a really good outfield as well. He's made a couple strong throws in this tournament that I've seen from center field. So he's having a really good all-around tournament.
Here comes Cazares now.
Cazares 0 for 2 as well today, Greg.
Talcott looking for his 4th 1-2-3 inning out of 6 today. Ground ball, shortstop, and he's got it. 6-3. Miller plays it perfectly yet again. One more chance to tack on some runs for Hoosier North. 4-0 to the bottom of the 6th we go here on MTC Sports.
Pepe's Mexican Restaurant is excited to announce new menu items to an already stacked lineup of authentic Mexican dishes. Everything from tossed greens with fruit to a Pepe-style chicken pizza. For you seafood lovers, try the shrimp tacos. For my personal favorite is the barbacoa taco dinner. Whether it's a new menu item or one of our signature selections, be sure to wash it down with a tasty beverage. Whatever your flavor, make Pepe's your stop for lunch or dinner. Located on Sagamore Parkway in the mall parking lot, Lafayette.
See a good crowd starting to filter in. You knew with having 2 local teams tonight that would be the case. Hoosier North perhaps an inning away from earning yet another date at the same time tomorrow at 5 o'clock. Lafayette All-Star scheduled to follow this contest. McCoy, Henning, Platt. 4, 5, and 6 coming up this time through. By the way, Romero has re-entered the game for Chula Vista at second base, replacing the pinch hitter in Schmid.
Grant McCoy steps to the plate, 1 for 2 on the day, and that one hit, as we mentioned earlier, a solo shot to right field.
That was after Garcia had retired the first 3 batters he had faced. And it's not as if Garcia has pitched poorly. He has been pretty solid himself.
Yes, he has.
McCoy lifts this one to left field. Left fielder drifts back, now coming in. Has plenty of time to recover. That's Villegas, who has fielded his position awfully well tonight, including an assist on a putout. Back in the 3rd inning, there's 1 down.
Gotta love the smarts of Antonio Garcia, the pitcher there. After giving up the home run to Grant McCoy, missed with a fastball in, he's gone twice, fastball away, and McCoy's hit 2 lazy fly balls to left fielder for 2 outs.
Henning officially 0 for 2. He reached on an error, did Dylan. Got a fly ball to center field as well. This one a ground ball to shortstop. Shortstop fields, fires, has time, another high throw, but first baseman had time to get back on the bag, didn't Nakano, and it's been kind of a common issue for Luna. He's been throwing high throughout the course of the day.
Emilio Luna needs to make sure he plants his feet and gets a good throw off, and he's sailing things right now, and that's usually because you get a little bit lazy with your feet, but he's able to get the out.
Tucker Platt, belt tie fastball for a strike. Looking ahead for Chula Vista, 3, 4, and 5 coming up through the lineup. But their hits today have come from spots 7 and 9.
been productive at the bottom of the order.
Platt, shallow right field. Right fielder in Hart drifting in. Makes the play. Inning is over. So Talcott will be able to quickly head back to the mound and try to close out the complete game shutout that'll put Hoosier North into the semifinals. Chula Vista has other thoughts in mind. Back for the top of the 7th next on MTC Sports.
Tecton Construction Management has been serving Central Indiana for over 25 years. Whether you have a renovation project or new construction, Tecton Construction Management can assist you from the initial idea to the completion of the project. Their trademark Tecton filtering system is designed to save you time and money, providing you with more value for your investment. Both the completion schedule and budget are established before ever breaking ground to solidify your peace of mind. Before you start your next project, call Tecton Construction Management. Always on time, always under budget.
How's it going? Nice to meet you guys. I have these 2 laptops. We're going to each download a TV show. I'm going to download it on Xfinity, and you guys are going to download it with AT&T Uverse. And we're going to see who goes faster. Go.
Well, this is a no-brainer so far.
How's AT&T doing?
Struggling.
I'm ready to go. We'll wait for you guys.
Looks like we're going to be waiting for a while.
Don't let Uverse slow you down. Upgrade to an Xfinity X1 triple play from Comcast and save when you bundle. See for yourself. Call 1-800-XFINITY or visit Comcast.com today.
Get one of the young players from Greensboro there. Their tournament came to a bit of an early end yesterday. Fans just kind of checking out some of the action. That's been the center of attention right there. Eli Talcott trying to throw his team's 2nd complete game in as many days. Davidson gave up a run yesterday. Talcott has not been that kind to Chula Vista. Zeros on the board. To the top of the 7th we go. Here's Fisher Pyatt. Here a ground ball out so far for the center fielder. And watches that for a strike.
Looks like Chula Vista may be in some catch-up baseball where they're taken until they get a strike. We'll see.
Pyatt, Cavaco, Nakano, the trio due up for Chula Vista. And this one up the middle. Second baseman is there. Takes his time, fires over to first. 1 down.
Good job by Tucker Platt to range up the middle. Field to ground ball, make a strong throw over to first base for the first out of the inning.
There's a lot of dash 3s on my scorecard today.
That's right.
In fact, Pyatt, ground ball to second, ground ball to short, ground ball to third. It's been that type of day. Cavaco has hit a couple of fly balls to center.
How about 3?
It's a hat trick. Catch is made, and Chula Vista down to a final out.
And there goes my theory of being in catch-up baseball. I said I'm going over swinging a first pitch fastball. Hit it fairly well, but just right to Colton Rossi there in center field.
Chula Vista has not gotten a base runner aboard in their top 5 batters today. Nakano 0 for 2, struck out looking when a curveball was about belt high last time up. That one was letter high, 1-0 the count. 1 walk and 2 base hits. The only error today for Hoosier North was on a ball hit to left field. It got through the wickets of McCoy.
That's right.
So 3 base runners is what Chula Vista has had to this point.
That's impressive.
And one of those was retired on a 4-6-3 double play. That one hits the outside corner. And Talcott is 1 pitch away from an absolute gem.
Yeah, I guess Eli didn't like my comment about no real premium arms in this tournament. He said, I'll show you, Mr. Walker. And he's coming out and throwing an absolute gem. There it is.
That does it right there. Inside corner, strike number 3. He had just 3 strikeouts on the day, but the third one sends Hoosier North on to the 2016 Colt World Series semifinals. And folks, that game was played in 74 minutes. Strike number 3. Eli Talcott gets the win for Hoosier North. We're back with the post-game show next as you're watching the 2016 Colt World Series on MTC Sports. Welcome back for a final time this evening. Again, I'm not sure what was more spectacular, the pace of play of that game or the performance of Eli Talcott. Those things were interrelated. Hoosier North swung the bats when they needed to. A solo blast by Grant McCoy, then 3 insurance runs in the top of the 5th. And to the field we go. Sam Rumsa has some game winner interviews. Sam.
Thanks, guys. And we're down here with Coach Hartman and Eli Talcott, our player of the game. And Coach, a fantastic pitching performance again. Drew Davidson yesterday, now Eli today. How about the defense and Eli today?
Yeah, I mean, outstanding. When you look at our pitching the last couple of days, you couldn't ask for any more. Again, backs up against the wall, elimination game. I've had the privilege of coaching Eli for many years now, and I've always said, biggest game, give me one pitcher, without a doubt, it's Eli Talcott, and that's why right there. He goes out, he keeps the ball low, keeps him off balance. Defense played great behind him, but what an outstanding job by Eli to lead his team today.
Had a tough outing against Aruba a couple of days ago. How do you expect your team to respond tomorrow?
Well, you put that behind us. That's all we can do. We think right now we're playing a lot better than we played against Aruba. The way we're rolling, I think we're ready to take on about anybody.
All right, thanks, Coach. Now we turn to our player of the game. Eli, what made your pitching so effective today?
Well, I mean, I pitched the defense. Defense was great behind me and made all the plays for us. Couldn't ask for much more from them.
How was it to play in front of this home crowd? You had really good support today. Your brother played in this event a couple of years ago. How is it to continue on that family tradition?
It's great. We got the whole town out here rooting for us, and it's wonderful to play in front of such a big crowd.
All right, congratulations. Good luck tomorrow. Guys, back to you.
Eli, congratulations. I've been here for 5 years for this. You've probably been around here longer. That is about as good of a pitching performance as I have seen in this event. There was a young man from Mexico that threw a no-hitter here, I think, in fact, against Hoosier North back in 2012. That might be the only one I've seen better than what that kid just did today.
That was extremely impressive. All I can say is, wow, Eli Talcott.
And for Chula Vista, their tournament ends after a couple of losses. But again, this team was comprised entirely of 14 and 15-year-olds. We could see this bunch here a year from now.
Wouldn't surprise me at all if we saw some of these guys 2 more times. So be fun to watch.
That'll do it for our Ivy Tech Community College post-game show. Our next game between Lafayette and Seoul, South Korea, scheduled to start at 7:30. We have not heard word whether that might move up or that will hold firm. Either way, we're at least starting on time, given the fact that that game flew by as quickly as it did. But it's one that the fans of Hoosier North are going to want to remember for quite some time. They blanked Chula Vista today by a score of 4-0. Thank you so much for watching the 2016 Colt World Series here on MTC Sports.